family, what's up, man? Welcome to another amazing vlog. So check it out, man. Today we want to cover a topic that you might have clicked onto for a reason. It's either you think about having kids, or you have kids, or there's something happening in your life that you're thinking about having baby. When you do have kids, we have compiled 5 things we think you should know before making that move. So in no particular order, we start no particular order. We start with number 5 and we work our way down to number 1, like a countdown, you know, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No particular order.
Number 5, we would say travel.
Travel.
The reason?
This is like a priority in the sense that you should want to travel and you should want to go see the rest of the world. The only thing is that when you have kids, the logistics change. You know, you have to make sure that you have enough finances to pay for each and every one of your children, that you're okay, that comfortable, even like if they're in the terrible 2 stage, will they be running up and down the plane, will they be comfortable?
Yeah, those things you have to consider. And also when it comes to that kind of thing, which basically ties into our next one, but obviously like Anka mentioned, the logistics of travel does change, because now it's not just you and your partner or you alone. Number 1, the dynamic changes between you being an individual to you even being married, let alone when kids enter the story. But of course we're focusing on kids on this vlog. And so what we're saying is that when you do get kids involved, man, obviously there's an extra cost involved, because you need to book another seat on the plane, wherever you're going. If you are renting a car there, you probably can't rent a 2-seater anymore. You gotta rent something with some space. Also, you gotta have extra luggage now, because obviously, you know, you gotta have an extra bag. Yeah, another bag with baby stuff in and a bunch of stuff.
Make sure, what if this happens, what if it rains, what if it's cold, what if it's hot. So there's many what ifs when there's a child, and you must pack everything. You must pack medicine.
We as adults, we'll be like, okay, something happens, we can think quickly and, you know, come up with a quick plan, or just kind of suffer it through.
Like
go through
or
it.
rock one, like.
But yeah, or like rock one thing and kind of just play with it, wear the same jeans, and you know, just change t-shirts.
Tomato sauce all over it, or something else all over it, so you need to change.
So that changes. So that is travel. I think let's move over to number 4,
which is
finance, which I think goes hand in hand with travel as well, because obviously it now becomes an extra financial cost. I don't want to use the word burden, because it's not a burden, but it does become an extra financial
that you have to
cost
think
that you
about,
have to consider.
Exactly. And all of that. With finances, it becomes a thing, especially you now need to consider nappies, you need to consider milk, you need to consider food when they from 6 months onwards, clothes. Then you need to consider a nursery. Then you need to consider school. You know, and you need to have a room for them in your house. You know, there's so many other things. Oh, also, when you go out shopping, they have their treats and they need to eat also. So the finance is a big thing, because this is a whole new person
that you are responsible for. So you have to.
That has needs, if not more needs than you as an individual have.
Exactly. So you have to be responsible, like Anka mentioned, for an array of stuff. Let alone before they're born, you need to get the room ready, get the crib ready, get
hospital fees before
hospital
anything else.
fees. That's a big, huge deal. The doctor, the gynecologist, the checkups, the injections. So financially, you have to be prepared when you are entering into a situation like this. That brings us over to number 3,
which is your priorities in terms of. Even when you're married, it's easy to say, baby, I'm coming back just a little bit late tonight, or you know what, I'm going to hang out with the guys for the Saturday. You know, there's so many things that you can do and just be free. When you have kids, you don't, because
your priorities change. Like, again, I'll say what I said with number 5 is that when you're a single person, you can come home when you like, you can do what you like, you can, you know, just have some fun with it. When you get married already, that dynamic changes. When you have kids, it changes even further, where you now have to actually consider, I got kids, I got a family to get home to, I got a bunch of things that I need to get sorted out.
That's the sterilizer.
The sterilizer. Cool. So yeah. So when it comes to when you enter into with even kids, you have to come home. You have to be sure that you're present. I always like to say this, and I'll throw it in here. in this one again, where this one preacher, T.D. Jakes, he says you can't withdraw where you didn't invest. So that means that your priorities have to be that you have to spend time with your kids, you have to be there, you have to be present. There's a difference between just being there and actually being present.
You know, a lot of dads come home, but then they're just home.
Yeah,
you're
like you're on your phone, you're on your laptop, you're watching TV. So there's a difference between being there and actually being engaged.
Yeah, with your kids, and actually spending that time with your kids and reading them stories and singing with them and playing with them. That's very, very important with how they latch onto you as a parent. Number 2 is rest. It's so important, especially for both of you, but I think especially for the mother, because that is my situation right now, is rest. Because if you don't get rest, you're miserable. You're miserable with the kids, you're miserable with your husband, you're miserable in the house. And the scary fact is that if you don't get enough rest and you're constantly on the go, this does lead to depression. So you need to take the time out and just, unwind and just relax. And this actually ties into a vlog we had the other day with which was titled Me Time, when we spoke about me time. All of these things contribute to your physical health and also your mental health.
So that brings us to number 1, which is the main one on this vlog, which is
making time for each other.
Yeah. So number 1 is you need to make time for each other. As much as number 3 was you have to prioritize everything. You have to make time for the kids, as far as cut down on the friends, cut down on coming home late, cut down on the extra fat, and actually be home and be present. Making time for one another is a priority.
You know what? It's so ironic because you actually get married to this person to spend time with them and to be with them.
And then you end up having all this other fluff going on.
You
end up actually drifting apart. Yes. What happens to a lot of couples is that, especially once the kids are older and done, then out the house, then they look at each other like, yo, what now? Because we haven't spent time together.
Because the hustle and bustle is over, the kids are out of the house, it's just the two of you, and it's kind of a thing of, so honey, how's the weather?
Exactly. So that's what happens. So the hustle and bustle is over. Kids are out the house. They're adults. They got their own families going. Now we left, staring into each other's big brown eyes, and we don't have a word to say to one another. So hence, number 1 is so important. You have to prioritize time for one another as a couple. The kids are important. We don't take that away. Priority in our house is God first, then our union second, and then of course the kids. That is the order of the day. That's the hierarchy of what needs to happen, because that's what happens. The kids get older, they move, and then the two of us are left, having to sort something out. So again, if you can get yourself a hella good babysitter, get your kids out there to the babysitter, then go out for some movies. If you could perhaps find places where like I know Papacinos, where the kids can go play, and then the two of you can have some coffee or wine or whatever it is that you guys do. Whatever it is that you do, man, go out there and get it done. Be sure not to miss one another in this, because if you do, you're going to end up missing out on a bunch, and you're going to end up in a situation where
and you really don't want to miss out on this.
Where you don't know what else to do around one another. So that's it, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you did enjoy today's vlog. If you think of anything else that you perhaps think could be in that top 5 list, why don't you drop it down in the comment section. Don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up if you did enjoy today's vlog. Please subscribe to our channel. We are now officially over 503 or 505 subscribers, which is good. But please subscribe. Please turn on notifications if you do want to make sure you catch every time you do it. YouTube's algorithm has changed somewhat, and so even if you subscribe, you might not know. So hit that bell next to the subscribe button. Be sure to catch our next vlog. See you guys tomorrow morning. Love you. Bye.